everyone? Gilman with volatility back with our daily Apple update video, and it is earnings happening right now for Apple, which is really exciting. But we're going to take a look at how Apple stock traded today, some key support and resistance levels to look out for now that earnings season kind of is here and gone, and what the future for the stock could look like. So real quick, if you enjoy these videos, hit that like button, subscribe to my channel. I try to do these videos on a daily basis, and comment down below if you're in Apple or what you think the future for Apple could look like. So taking a look at the one-day chart, what we'll see here is that Apple had a pretty good day today. So starting the day, we were kind of, or excuse me, let me hit Apple first. I was so confused at the pricing. Starting the day, right, we ended the day pretty badly yesterday in the 112s. So starting the day, we pushed. Now this horizontal line is something that I had drawn previously, I think 2 to 3 days ago. I drew 3 of them. But you know, this 116.99 around the 117 mark, I knew would be, you know, resistance. So let's take a look at how it traded. So we went up, tested VWAP, great. Went back up, came back, tested VWAP, went up, and this time the distance between where it was trading and the VWAP increased, which is amazing, until we kind of hit this 116.90s, close to this horizontal line that I had drawn. And then we fell, and then we were trading sideways, and then we saw a huge drop from the 116s all the way down to 114s, came right back up. Or excuse me, that's where we ended the day. And then after hours trading today has been really weird. So we went from 114s back to 116, back down to 113, and now we're at 115. And this is 3:26 Central Time. So all of this craziness is happening within 26 minutes. Another thing I want to point out is take a look at Amazon. Amazon closed today in the 3200s. And let's take a look at Amazon real quick. We'll take a look at Apple's earnings tomorrow, but I mean, their earnings were expected to be 741. They were actually 1237 for Amazon, and revenue is 96 billion versus 92 expected. Taking a look at the stock, right? Good news, it jumped up from the 32 to the 33.25, then all the way down to 31.41. Again, in like 25 minutes of trading. So it went up almost $100, then it went down almost $200, like $180. And now it's kind of beginning to maybe stabilize and only down $25 after hours. All that to say, what is going on with earnings right now is super weird, because companies are, yes, beating earnings, but they're also expected to beat their earnings, right? Everyone sort of is going in with the expectation that this company is going to beat the earnings. So the typical pop that you would see with an earnings beat is not really there. Taking a look at Apple kind of on the daily chart, right? What we'll see here, let me hit Apple. What we see here is, you know, we are not making a lower high, right, from yesterday. Yesterday's high was 115.43. Today's high was 116.93. Again, we were stopped by this horizontal 117 line that I have drawn on. And we were also able to make a lower high. So yesterday's low was 111.10. Today's low is 112.20, which is great, right? Higher low, higher high. Just had to stop and say that properly. But taking a look at some of the indicators, as we usually do, what we'll see is the 20-day moving average is up at 116.77, which also could be the reason why we came back after we went up to that point, got rejected by the 20-day moving average. And the 50-day moving average is all the way at 117.37. So those are kind of points to look out for as the stock can take on. And then we've got a bunch of EMAs in the 115s and a little bit down from there. So as we could see here, here's where the EMA numbers are going to be. But for today, the 8 EMA is 115.33, which is exactly where we ended today, which is great. As you guys know, I like talking about the stock kind of riding at or above its 8 EMA. We're not above it after hours. Technically, we're slightly above it, but you know, it's been a wild after hours ride too. We'll take a look, as we just took a look, actually went down all the way to 113 and then came right back up in like 20 minutes. So you know, some crazy action happening right now. And then the 21 EMAs in the 115.99, and then the 34 EMAs 115. So point being, we've got a lot of these technicals, and the question is whether we can go above it and beat it and then set that as support, or if those act as resistance. So if the 21 EMA acts as resistance or not, right? 21 EMA isn't really too far away, right? We're at 115.80s and it's at 115.99, but just something to look out for in the 20-day moving average as well. Other than that, I think this horizontal line, I don't think is going to be hard resistance per se, but I think it's typically, as I talked about yesterday, you know, if we take a look at the hourly chart, it's sort of a point that's held up as sort of a consolidation period, right, over here, and then the 119s is held up as consolidation as well, and then the 121 is held up as consolidation. So point being, when we get to those levels, just something to kind of be mindful of, as the stock typically at that point either goes up, consolidates, comes back down, or it consolidates and then continues moving back up, and that's 117, 119, and 121. If we were to drop again, you know, I think we do have decent support again in the 112s, high 112s, 113 level, which okay, this is a live video, I'm not doing any edits. You guys saw we were in the high 115s literally like 30 seconds ago, and now we're in the 113s, 114s. Now we're in the 112s. Like, this is all live, like nothing's edited in my videos. So just, I mean, take a look at this after hours number. That's how crazy the after hours is right now. Even though companies are beating expectations, actually, let's see if something came out with Apple earnings, because I'm making this video and I didn't really have time to check it out, but nothing too crazy, it looks like nothing that's making headlines apparently. Yeah, I'll discuss it tomorrow, but I was curious to see why we went from the 115s. Oh my God, we're in the 111s now. This is crazy. Okay. But yeah, that's another point I want to make is Amazon's down even after beating earnings. Google is up $100, which is insane, and not selling off, so that's good. But I mean, if we take a look at Apple, I have no idea what's going on. After hours, we're now in the low 111s, high 110s. So I don't even know what to really say, because this is really confusing. Sorry, back to the video. So yeah, these after hour tradings are getting kind of crazy. So just something to be mindful of. If you're trading, there's the election next Tuesday. Just because Apple beats earnings does not necessarily mean the stock will rise, as we've seen from Amazon down $25, and I think Facebook as well. I think Facebook beat earnings hugely. Okay, they're up now, but if we take a look at the after hour chart, one day, take a look at the after hour chart today, you know, it rose from the 280s to 298 all the way down to 270, and then now we're back in the 282, right? So up $18 and then down $28 from there. So just crazy action going on. Hope you guys are trading safely. And then the other thing is, it's something that I mentioned yesterday as well, but it's not always good to trade through earnings, because what you need, if you're trading options, that is, because there's an IV crush that happens, and what happens is, before the earnings are announced, there's a part of the option that's the IV, implied volatility, and before earnings it's at its highest, which means you're paying a higher price for the option. So for the option trade to work in your favor, it has to move in the direction that you bet on the stock, but by a greater than expected sort of earnings beat, right? So even if let's say you bought an Apple option, and Apple does beat earnings and it moves up, it has to move up like quite significantly for you to profit from that. So a lot of times it's typically good to sell out before earnings. But wow, we're all the way down in the 109s right now. Apple Q4 EPS, it just came up on my other screen. EPS was 73 cents versus 70 cents, and Q4 revenue was 64.7 billion versus 63.7. So they beat it, but I guess maybe people were expecting that they'd beat it by more. I'm not entirely sure, but yeah, we're hitting the 109s right now, so we'll see. We do have support in the low 109s, and then 108, 107, so hopefully we see that, and hopefully this fixes itself, right? Maybe after I upload this video, none of this will be relevant, because Apple will be maybe back up a little bit. It popped up right here too, 73 versus 70, 64 and 63.7. But we're still down 5%. So we were up $4.12 and 3.71%, but we are down more than that in after hours as of the time that I'm recording this video. So who knows what'll happen. I'll make a video tomorrow about kind of a little bit deeper into kind of earnings for Apple, and what the stock looks like. See, it's maybe pushing back up, but we'll kind of see. So hope you guys are all having an amazing week so far. I know it's been a rough week trading wise, but hope you guys are all staying green and making good trades and sticking to your plan. Remember that the election is next week, and with the rising coronavirus cases, I'm being super careful, taking very small positions and waiting for the perfect setup before I enter a trade. And I would encourage you guys to do the same. There's just a lot of uncertainty in the market, as we can see from Apple right now. Had a great day, was up to 115, now it's back to 109, 110. So just something to keep in mind. Hope you guys are all having an amazing day. Let's remember to be a bit better every single day, and until next time.